Hi everyone, this is Smriti. Welcome to QA automation classes. And in the last class, we have seen how to create the feature file and add the corresponding step definition to them and ran them without running the runner class. Okay, so we ran the individual feature file and we have given the location of the glue code and we ran it, right? And we saw the run results also, right? So it clearly said how many scenarios passed, how many steps were there, and what was the time taken for that one, right? So today let's go one step ahead and try to implement the runner class. Okay, so instead of the running the individual feature file, we'll try to run the features right from the runner class. Okay, so as you have seen, we have already created the test runner, and now go and create a Java class. Okay, so we can give the name of the runner class. Okay, so let's name is at cucumber test runner. Okay, so this is the class file that is getting created. Okay, so we can add it to the git. Okay, so now here if you see, it is inside the test runner package, right? And what exactly we're going to write here, so we'll say at the rate run with, right? We have to use the run with. Okay, so let's say at the rate run with, if you see org.junit.runner. Okay, so run with, and we have to give the cucumber dot class, right? So we are going to run with cucumber dot class. Okay, so if you, yeah, so cucumber dot class, so if you see, so there are two things are getting imported. One is the junit cucumber, another one is the runner run with. Okay, so these two things are got imported, so now we're good with the runner class. Okay, so we didn't write anything inside the class, right? So runner class would be always empty, we should not write anything here. Okay, so now let's try to run it and see if anything is coming or not, right? If it is able to run or not. So if you right click and see, it will show run cucumber test runner. Earlier we used to run the feature files, right? So here if you see, right click and see, it's a run scenario, navigate to sign up or login page, right? So it was just trying to show the scenario. Here you will show the run the cucumber test runner. So let's run this one. Okay, and let's see if it is executing or not. Okay, so starting, so we can wait for some time. So you can see parsing Java. Okay, so let's wait for some time. Okay, starting cucumber test run. Okay, instantiating tests. Okay, so now what happened, so it is giving a warning, right? So it is giving the timestamp and it is saying feature path feature supplier get. Okay, warning, no feature found at class path slash test runner. So it doesn't understand where exactly the feature files are there, what it needs to execute. So runner has to run the feature file, because earlier we are directly executing the feature file and we had the respective step definition, right? And we have given that in the configuration. But now through the runner class, the runner class doesn't know where exactly is the feature file, so we have to give that feature file. Okay, so now we have to give, we need to give the path of the feature files, okay, in the runner class. So here we can do, right? So here we can use cucumber options. Okay, so let's use that at the rate cucumber option, and we have to give the location of the feature file here, right? So we have to provide the complete path of the feature file. Okay, so let's do that. Let's write at the rate cucumber options actually, right? So that is an important point we need to remember. We have to write after run with cucumber.class, and then here we can write at the rate cucumber options, right? When you start writing, it will show you that option. So just click that one, cucumber options, and in the cucumber options we have to so many things we can give the configuration. We will see that later, but now we have to give the location of the feature file. So let's say, so features, right? So features equals to, and we can give the specify the location of the feature, so within the curly braces. Okay, and then we have to give the double quote, and then let's say src slash, right? So within the src we have inside the test, right? Src test then features. So let's src slash test slash features. Okay, so that is the location of our feature file. Okay, so now the location of the feature file we have given till the dot till the features, right? Inside this feature directory, whatever feature files are present, all will get executed. And if we have only one feature here, so only one feature will get created. If you have open login page feature, sign in page dot feature, let's say logout feature, so three features are there. So if we are giving till the slash features directory, all those three features will get executed. Okay, so if you want to run the particular feature file, you can give slash and then the name of the feature, right? So let's say we want to run only open login feature, you can say slash feature slash open login page dot feature. So if you want to run all the feature, you just say slash features. Okay, give that location. So let's run it and see what exactly is going to happen. So now we have already given the location of the features, right? So now observe carefully. So no feature found, that was the earlier error. So now let's run and see what is happening. So if you see now, right, what is happening, right? So it is not complaining about the feature file now, right, because it has a location of the feature file we have given, but it is again complaining, and it is saying io.cucumber.junit undefined step exception, because it doesn't find those steps, right, for the feature file, whatever the steps has created, that it doesn't know. So now we have to give this step location also, right? So if we don't give those step definition location, then it will start complaining like that. Though the steps are present, it is complaining, right? So when we are running from the feature, we have already given in the configuration, right? If you see, we have given the glue code location for the cucumber java. Okay, so if you go there, we have given the glue code location as the step definition, right? So but that is for the feature runner, right? So in the feature runner, we have the given the step definition, but in runner file, right, we have not given the location of the glue code, right? So where exactly is the step definition is present, we have not specified that one. So we need to specify that one. Because of that, it is giving the undefined step exception. So how to give this step definition location, right? So here we can do one thing. In the cucumber options only, we have given the features. Now we can give the glue code location, right? So here put s comma and then enter, and you say glue here, right? So the parameter here is glue, right? So we have to mention glue. So let's go there. Okay, so enter. Okay, let's say glue equals to, we have to give the location of the glue file here. So glue equals to, give the package name. So the package within the curly bracket, you give the location, within the double quote give the step definition, right? So step definition is the package inside which all the step definition places are there. So here yeah, close with the closing bracket, right? So now if you see, the errors are gone, so we can format it a little bit. Okay, so now if you see, we are giving the feature file location as well as we are giving the glue code location, right? In the cucumber options, we have feature file and glue code. So earlier initially it complained about the feature file, so we have added the feature file location, then it started complaining about the undefined step exception. So for that one, we have given the glue code, right, where exactly is the glue code is there. So now we can now it will go to the step definition, and it will find the where exactly the glue code is present. So now we can run it and we can see what exactly is happening. Okay, so it should not complain this time. It should ideally able to pick those step definition, and it should ideally run the test cases. Okay, so let's see. So instantiating tests. Okay, good. Okay, so now navigating to sign up or login page. So it seems like it is picking up, right? So let's wait and see. Yes, okay, so now you see the browser driver got instantiated and navigated to the application, right? And maximize the window. Now clicking on the sign up or login link and then closed it, right? So now everything is passed properly, right? So it was test passed one test. Okay, now if you see here, it is saying navigated to the application, clicked on sign up or login link. These are the SOP statement we have given. Sign up or login page is file displayed, right? So this is the each methods SOP statement, right? So through the runner, we have to run the feature file. We have to give two things. One is the, in the cucumber options, we have to provide the feature file location, and we have to provide the glue code location, right, where exactly it is present. So these two things are we need to give it proper, then only cucumber runner will be able to run it, right? So let's understand there is one more feature called as the dry run. Okay, so now if you go to the step definition, so let's do one thing. Let's comment out the last step, right? So user closes the browser, so let's comment it out. Okay, that means the step definition is not at all implemented. So let's go to the runner, and here we will say dry run equals to true. Okay, so what exactly is this dry run? This is also important concept and important interview question as well, right? In most of the cucumber interviews, you guys are can expect one question, right? And this says it is dry run equals to true, right? So now let's run it and see what is happening. So parsing. Okay, let's wait for some time. It is going to start. Okay, starting cucumber runner. Okay, instantiating test. So let's see. So you can see one error, undefined step exception, right? So it is saying the user closes the browser is undefined, so we have not implemented, and it is asking, giving us the body also, right, function body to, or the method body to implement it, right? So let's uncomment it. Okay, and then see what is happening. So now if we are executing now, now you will see the real use of the dry run, right? In the dry run, if the step is not there, then it will show you to implement that step. And if the in dry run, if all the steps are present, right, so it is going to give you a success. So if you see here, the test is passed, right? So there was no browser got initiated, it didn't go into the application, nothing has happened, the actual flow, right, actual execution didn't happen, right? So it's just saying test pass, right? So if you see here, you can see the details, right? So when dry run equals to true, dry run means it is just going and verifying whether it is all the steps are properly defined in the step definition and not. It doesn't do the actual execution, it just only show, right, if all the steps have been properly mapped with the respective step definition. If it is there, then it will say okay, it is passed. If we made it as false and try to run it, right, then you will see the actual steps are going to get executed. So dry run is to just make sure or understand if all the statements or all the steps that is defined in the scenario that have the respective corresponding step definition present or not. And when you don't write dry run equals to you don't mention the dry run itself, okay, or you mention dry run equals to false, that time it is like it is going to execute the actual code, right? Whatever the implementation is there, it is going to give, right? So usually whenever before running your entire feature file, if you want to understand if anything is missing or not, or any step is missing, then in that case you can go with the dry run equals to true and you can execute it. Okay. And okay, so now, okay, so that is all about the dry run. Okay, so let's understand the difference. Okay, so the difference between when we ran the features through the runner and when we ran through the feature file, right? So let's take the screenshot of this one. Okay, so this one we ran it through the runner, right? So I'm just taking that cucumber test runner screenshot and keeping it, and let's run the feature file now, right? So let's compare the difference between them, right? So when you compare the feature, run the feature file, what happens, and when you run the runner, what happens, right? So let's run the scenario. Now here the run configuration is the scenario, that particular cucumber runner, right? Not cucumber runner, that cucumber java, where we have given our glue code as the step definition, right? So now let's see, cancel this out and let's run it, and let's wait for some time and see how exactly the running is going on. So here we have the cucumber runner run result, and here on the console we'll see the individual feature file runner results, right? So we'll both compare and see what exactly is the difference between them, right? So now you can see the execution has been done, right? So this is the running through the feature file. So if you see, so here is showing us the test results, right? And we cannot expand it, it's just like this test results. Okay, and here if you see, and it is saying what is the time testing started, and all the SOP statements are printed over here, right? And then it is giving one scenario, one passed, and there are because if you see, there is only one scenario and that got passed, and in that scenario there are 4 steps and all 4 of them are passed, and this is the time taken for the execution. So when you run the feature file, that you see, when you run through the cucumber runner, you can see the expand this one, you can see what is the steps are there, right? And here if you see on the right side, right, it gives all those SOP statement, and it didn't give you those information like how many scenarios were there, how many steps were there, right? So those informations are missing from here, right? So that's the difference between when you run through the your dot feature file and when you run through the cucumber runner, right? So it obviously shows the time. Okay, so time is fine, right? But these informations are missing, right? In the when you run through the runner, these information like scenario steps, those information are missing. So that's the difference between when you run the your feature file and when you run your cucumber runner. So basically, when you develop the individual feature, just run it from the feature, and when you have done the development everything and you want to run it, you can run from the runner. Okay, so it's up to you what how exactly you want to run, right? So okay, so we'll see later how exactly we'll call the runner and we'll execute it. Okay, that is for the latter part. So in the next class we'll start learning into the page object model implementation, right? And that's all to these sessions. If you guys are really enjoying these sessions, I'll request you to subscribe to my channel, and please share this content with your fellow colleagues so that they can get also benefit out of it. So try to practice it and try to practice with me. Okay, and if you have any questions, just put them in the comment, I'll get back to as soon as possible, right? And if you have any issues, right, so just ping me in the comment, I'll get back to you. And if you have if you want the code, by the end of the classes I'll be giving all this code to the GitHub repository, and from there I'll share the location of the GitHub, right? So that's all to this session, guys, and I'll please request you to subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for the upcoming sessions. Okay, so yeah, that's all. Thank you everyone. We'll meet in the next class. Till then, have a good day. Bye.